Welcome back to Edgewater, Saskatchewan for episode 3 with me, MrSealyp. It's a glorious morning here in Edgewater, Saskatchewan. It was a brisk night. I'm also thinking already, should I start plans for building our house of whatever description I decide to go for? So, money's gone up. You should have already seen. I did. I came back, had a bite to eat, then the last episode, and then I went back out again, and I carried on and did another 6 ploughing contracts, pretty much right the way through the night. I think we've got about 7 hours or something on the tractor now, and yeah, so it was pointless me jet washing these yesterday because look at the state of them now. I'll come back and do those later on. I'll get those sorted out. But first things first, I'm going to get rid of one of the bins. Just one of them. I don't know what I'm going to get paid for them. We'll have a look. And then, actually, I'll do this now while we're here. Up to here. So what we're going to do is we're going to purchase some land. I suppose I could just do online purchases. But what I'm thinking of doing, small fields. Right by where we are now, this one's available for 28 grand. So I might do that. Actually, I'm going to do that. Let's buy that. Then we've got down here, and these have got crops in them. So we've got peas and lentils. Yeah, peas and lentils. So we've got peas and we've got lentils in those, which I haven't done yet. So I'm thinking we've got to drive past there anyway. On the way past, we're going to get those. I've taken on the harvest contract for field 6. That's going to take a while. But what I'm going to do in this episode, we're going to harvest these. Now I can't harvest those with the equipment that I've borrowed for doing that harvest contract, so I'm going to buy a harvester, and I'm going to get a cheap one. I've only got small fields to start off with, and there are quite a few small fields. I could pick up a few dotted around. That one's got nothing in it, so we can do a bit of field work on that in preparation for next season. I could plant wheat now. Anyway, so yeah, that's what we're going to do. Yeah, bin. Like I said, I have no idea how much this one. Oh, is that all? Is it really worth getting rid of it? It's not for that price, is it? I'm better off keeping it. I thought if I didn't know how much they were going to cost anyway, but I thought if that was like 20-30 grand, it's well worth it. But no, there's no point. Right, so yeah, we're going to head down. We're going to. I could just lease a harvester, but I think for small field work, again, this is just starting me off. So this is our field. We appear to have wheat in. Boo. But that's only ploughing anyway. Looks like it's been lined. Actually, the other thing we're going to need to do, I've just realised, is we're going to need to do soil sampling, aren't we? Am I going to go down the route of doing that myself, or am I going to pay someone? Isn't it funny? I've already, I think, by the time when I've bought this and I've bought those two, I'll already own more land than I owned the entire time I was on Ballum Road. But it is what it is. This is us, isn't it? It was met with some hilarity when I mentioned Satnag in my last episode. That came from my dad. Hang on a minute. Oh, you're joking. It's because I've jumped ahead. I was in August, and because we're new here, we're on 2-day months, but for some reason it skipped August straight to September. That had crop in it. That one's got some in. So that, I mean, is it worth me doing that one? What else has got a crop in it? Maybe 45 might be a better option. I thought I'd have these two next to each other, but that's not going to work, is it? I suppose I could do that and that little one there. But that's got a crop in it. So that might not be a bad idea. It's quite a few that are growing. Oh, that's annoying. How much is that one? 32 grand. Let's buy that. Do I want the little plot next to it? Not sure. How much is that one? 44 is a bit more expensive. You get a little bit, I suppose there's a little bit of woodland there next to it. Oh, weeds. It's my own fault. It's my own fault for leaving them on. Field 21 is going to be quite pricey as well. That's interesting. 21.48. Yeah, 56 grand. Oh, I don't know what to do now. I mean, to be fair, that's not a bad plot to own anyway. It's I say, compared to some of the bigger fields, it's not that big, but it's not a bad size. And that's got weeds in it, which isn't great, but we'll get some crop off of it. And there's that little one there. Which I guess if I was going to do something like potatoes or a field that size, you think, oh, it's tiny. But for something like potatoes or sugar beet, if I was going to do pigs moving further on, it probably wouldn't be too bad yielding. Oh man, everything is just infested with weeds, isn't it? Well, there's this one here, which is quite a bit bigger. Do I bite the bullet? It depends. I suppose doing that one I could get some wheat off of it as well, couldn't I? Some swath off of it too, if I wanted to. Not I've got anything anywhere to put straw yet. What's going to be more useful? Oh, I'm going to do it. It's mine! Whoa! All mine. Right, well, done it now, haven't I? I definitely need to do some more work. Right. So as I said, the harvest equipment is there for the harvest contract that I've taken on. I was thinking, I don't think it will work. I did wonder whether it was possible, because we can do swathing on here, and that's something I'm going to do at some point when I get to my own fields, when I own my own fields, and you know. Oh, I could do it on that wheat one, couldn't I? There's weeds in it, which means we'll lose a little bit of yield, but if I did swathing first, maybe I'll do that in the next episode. I'm trying to think. Have I got enough to buy a swather? That's the question. Don't know. Sorry, I know I sound a bit dithery. This is what I was saying in the last episode. The plans that I have had, the ones I was making since the last episode, it's all a bit more fluid. It's not working out the way I thought it was going to, but that's not too much of an issue. So, harvesters. I'm going to get one of these. An old Dominator. 6,500 litre tank, 36,500. I mean, admittedly, I've got to buy the go for a wider tyre on it. Doesn't cost anything extra. Chopper, yes, would help. Beacons, yes. But we're going to go. Oh yeah, and then yeah, silver rims, 38,750. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, I'm hemorrhaging money, but that's alright. But I could lease a swather. But that means I've got this. Oh. How much is a swather? Oh, okay, 100 grand. Yeah, no, that's not going to happen. I could buy one. I could. How much is that to lease? 5,100, that's not too bad. The question is, do I gain enough? If I swath first, and this is specific to this map, if I use a swather and I swath the field first, it cuts everything. Then I come along with a harvester with a pickup header, which is part of the swathing thing, and it gives you a 20% yield bonus. The 20% yield bonus, will that cover the cost of renting the swather in the first place? Otherwise it's kind of a bit of a moot point. Moving forward, when I get onto bigger fields, the only other downside is you can't hire a worker for the swather. So it takes quite a bit longer to do, but it's worth it for the bonus in yield. So it's a tricky one, isn't it? I've just realised as well I don't have a trailer. Oh, mind you, if I can't use the harvester, but I could use the trailer. On the contract I've just taken on, I know it's all a little bit dicey, innit? It's a little bit dodge, but we need the header that goes with this then. Please tell me it's nice and cheap. Oh yeah, that would do. We'll go with the larger of the two, 5.1 meters. That's all right. That's not bad at all. Hey, it's old but classy, like me, sort of. Hey, needs must. This is the start. Again, think about when we're however many episodes down the line, and I'm running 2 or 3 big old case harvesters or whatever I decide to go for. I don't know if that's going to be the case at all, but we'll find out. I think I might leave swathing until I own a bigger field, so that may be coming as we get further through. The problem is I'm jumping ahead at all of these different, I'm thinking, oh, I could do this, oh, I could do that, oh, what about this? And it's like one thing at a time, just and relax kind of thing, you know? Oh, that's nice, I like that. That sounds fantastic as well. Not wide enough that I'm going to need a header trailer, at least I don't think so. The question is, do I? Try to stay on the verge as much as I can. She be clunky. She's a clunker. That's good. Maybe I should get a license plate on it, just as clunker. I might do actually. The clunker. So regular headers I should be able to do peas as well. I'll start with the peas, then we'll move on. Wow. I have to say that is the beauty of having so much stuff available now. That when you are starting out, there's a lot of equipment and machinery that you can get your hands on pretty early on, especially if you get stuff pop up. Oh, that was the other thing I was going to say. Just remembered. The second-hand market. Honestly, you can't Adam and Eve it. You can't make this stuff up. Just stop in the middle of the road because that's what you do. If we go to the second-hand vehicles and scroll across, look what's there. Oh dear. I bought that plough in the last episode and did all those ploughing contracts, and that pops up 57% off. I've got an 8.6 metre, and if I change that out to a 9 metre, that only adds £2,000 on. So for 9,000 I could get a 9 metre. But one of the reasons I did the other one was because this is the 3-point link, and I don't have a 3-point link on the back of the case. But is it worth me picking that up now for that price? If I change the main colour as well to something, that's another 500 on. I'll just leave it what it was. I want to buy it. And if I can always I sell the other one. I do like the other one, and I've put quite a bit of hours on it already. How do I get into this field? It was to the left, wasn't it? Can I get into the top corner here? So I'm going to need to get a weeder at some point as well, or at least weed spraying, herbicide-ish. Can I get in this top corner? Now this is my first foray into doing these, but this is not kind of this is not the showcase of this crop. This is just a contract. So this is mine, isn't it? Yeah. It's quite loud, but I suppose it is an older vehicle. Don't have all the same soundproofing and stuff that you would use now. That's a nice farm there. Quite pricey though. That's the one's got cows. It's a cow barn now, I think. Yeah. So this one will go into storage. I don't know what I'm going to use it for yet. I might just sell it at the end of the day. But it's here, we've got it. Bottom left, it's not yielding particularly fantastically. I wonder how that farmer's going to feel about me borrowing his trailer. The problem is while I'm doing this, I'm doing that whole dad joke thing is boom, it's going mad. I didn't realise how much I needed of P until now. No, give P's a chance. This one's a good one. It's always a good one. Just thinking of thumbnails. I have to say, I haven't checked to see what the price of P's is, but considering this is again a fairly small field in relation to the big fields here in Saskatchewan, it's not actually. We're nearly up at 4,000 litres already. That's with wheat in the field, and I'm only on my second round. So we'll do alright. I guess what I need to do is let's check the pricing, because I have no idea. What do peas sell for? They're actually not bad. Is that up around what kind of wheat barley prices, isn't it? Wow, barley's not worth. Normally barley pays out quite well. Wheat prices are pretty good. Barley not so much. But it's around maybe a little bit less than wheat prices. It's pretty good though. Take what I can get. So yeah, as I was saying, I've got a fertilising contract I took on as well. So I've got a big harvesting contract, and I've got a fertilising contract. So what I'm going to do is whiz over, probably before the end of the episode. I don't have any fertiliser. I've got my usual option. I can go down the standard route. I can go down the farm supplies by the Lort. That's my go-to. That's my absolute go-to. Why wouldn't I? But I can. There's the fertiliser. There's the crop inputs production here on the map. So I might go there. I don't know what's going to cost me, but we'll give it a go. And see if I can use that fertiliser spreader. Now again, that's nothing dodgy. That's not anything I've done. That's there already. I didn't put it there. I know sometimes things can be a bit contrived. It's that kind of thing. And I like doing that when you get a barn find or you get something really cool and something pops up. But that was genuinely, that was there. So I don't know whether it's got a spreader on it, whether it's just standard, whether it's got the big spreader bar, whether or not, because I don't own it. I don't think anybody owns it. It's not under lease either, is it? I know I'm kind of talking, not necessarily in riddles, but no, we want that one. Owned items, leased items, no. Yeah, I honestly don't know how that works. Whether or not if it doesn't have a spreader bar on it, could I put one on? But then realistically, even if it doesn't, it's a free fertiliser spreader that I can use, so I guess I'll be mad not to. Anyway, we're nearly full. Like I always say as well, I'm just looking top right thinking, oh man, I started off with 284 grand. It's amazing how quickly the money can just disappear. And that was how many hours of work doing all that ploughing. But that's the point. I put the hours in, I put the time in to earn the money. And it looks like, oh yeah, it's just too easy now. But it's not. I haven't bought expensive equipment. I haven't bought a lot of equipment. I bought 3 fields, 2 with crops in, 1 without. I bought myself a small harvester with a fairly small header, nice and cheap, and I haven't got a lot of money left. I've got to be careful. I am going to need to buy a trailer. Can't keep using other farmers' trailers. And what else am I going to need? And that's the thing. That list of things I'm going to need. And really, that's going to be reactive too. As I'm doing things, my mind will suddenly go, oh yes, you're going to need that, better go and grab one. Second hand, or a cheap version, or a small version, or whatever it is you need just to tide you over. I don't actually have a list that I'm kind of working my way through, knocking off things, thinking, okay, there we go. Pipe out. Now, the problem I have got, yes, I thought that would be the case, is that trailer I've got as part of the contract, the sides are too high for the spout on the auger, I think, which means I may well need to buy a trailer now. Right, let's go and have a look. I'll bring it over and we'll try. Well, I can hop the fence here, but I'm going to need to come in. That's all right. Luckily for me, the Aperion 3401, which is what came with the contract, has the sides that raise and lower. I might be alright. I'm just looking actually thinking, is that still going to be too high? But that's a bit of a result. I hope this works. If not, I'll buy myself a small trailer. It's not a problem. I'll just go backwards and forwards. I just thought, seeing as we had this, it's naughty, I know. Last thing I want to do is pee on the floor. No, nobody. Oh, I started to say about, then I got sidetracked by the whole thing about, oh no, it's not going to work. It's still too high. Is it still too high? Yep. Oh man. Oh well. I mean, like I say, it's not mine to use, is it? About the sat-nav thing, didn't I start to say that? Yes, that was in the days before sat-navs were a thing, and they were just coming out. Whenever we went on holiday, and we always had proper old bangers. My mum and dad, we never had a new car. It was always old second-hand cars we had on go on holiday around the UK to various different places. And it was when you used to have the old atlases. You'd have like a road atlas, you'd have a map, and my mum used to do all the map reading, you know. So she would have the atlas out, and if we were going places we'd never been before, she'd be reading the thing. But she used to nag my dad something awful. I mean, you know, if you went the wrong way, or you know. But she had this terrible thing of she'd wait to the last minute before she'd give him a direction, and he'd go sailing past. And I remember so many holidays, and my dad just, oh man, he would be fuming, so angry. And we'd be, as kids in the back, like, this is a fun holiday. He'd be sitting in the back, like, terrified because he was getting cross. And so then when sat-navs became a thing and people started getting them, they were too expensive. You know, now they come in cars, you have them on your phones, you know, but you had to buy a sat-nav unit that kind of plugged in, that kind of thing. So my dad said, why do I need to buy a sat-nav when I've got a sat-nag? And that just kind of stuck, you know, and that was that thing whenever we go anywhere, so I'm just going to turn on the sat-nag. And it, you know, it was just a, I don't know why I said it in the last episode. It just kind of came out, and someone messaged and said, I've never heard that before. Yeah, that's, my dad used to call my mum that all the time. I know it's not a nice thing to say, but it was just, you know, it was funny. Right, let's go and get a trailer. Back at the store again. I'm thinking I might go gravity wagon. What do you reckon? I think that might fit quite nicely. I think we've got one somewhere. There we go. Gravity wagon, 10,800. And that's for a 13,200 litre, which is pretty good. Now with the extension, is that going to be too high? I don't think so. 15,500 litres for 12 grand. Car nods that. Old triangle, left, double, new. We'll go new. What do you reckon? Right, question is, will the Land Rover pull it? If it does, we're sorted. If it doesn't, boo. We have to go and grab the case, but that's not a problem. Interesting heritage green and yes, get in. Right, we're sorted. We're all over this. Actually, that looks nice and low. We should be perfect for this. And it being a gravity wagon, that should unload onto my auger really nicely. You know what they say, man, gravity sucks. I'm full of them today. Don't know what's the matter with me. I'm having one of those days. If this is too high as well. Just trying to gauge it. Now we might be alright. The way things are going, I'm only going to get the peas done in this episode. If I only get the peas done and go and sort the fertilising situation, then that's golden. I'll be happy with that. I'll have to grab the case. I'm going to need to put some fuel in that case, you know. Well, not quite yet. I think I might have used about half a tank yesterday. Oh, you beauty. You absolute beauty. That's perfect. Good price, good size. Looks great. And then go our peas. Deny shall continue. That's an interesting one. You can see why, as harvester development continued, harvester auger pipes were angled slightly forward or up or in different, so that you could see them from the cab. So we'll be angled forward so you can see him out that window, because at the moment it's in that blind spot right there. I'm very happy with my purchases. We've done alright. I mean, yeah, we're down to 100,000, but when I think price-wise, in the last couple of episodes, I managed to pick up a plough, a tractor. I've now got a harvester with its header, a trailer, and not mega expensive, not horrendous break the bank sort of money. That will all come later when we get onto the big bucks. It's going to require a bit of work, but we will get there. I think my fertilising contract is on field 50, which is over that direction somewhere. This field was a good purchase. I really didn't know. I suppose I should have done a bit of done my due diligence. I should have had a look and seen what the price of peas was. And I mean, the trouble is you can go so far down the rabbit hole doing things like that. I know a lot of people talk about it when you do various different things on a let's play or on your farm or whatever you're doing. And pigs was always one. I know I've said it so many times on let's plays, but you might be new to my channel. You might not have heard me rant about this. Pigs often, unless you can find a really cheap source of pig food, or as I've done plenty of times in the past, if you do harvest contracts and all of what you have left over from a contract you use to feed your pigs, so therefore it's not actually cost you anything, you've been paid for that stuff. Realistically, that's a good way of doing it. So you are technically just feeding your pigs the scraps from a harvest contract. Then when your pigs reproduce and you sell them, that is profit. But a lot of stuff in game, because you're having to pay for the infrastructure first, you need your barns, your buildings, your fields. In reality, anything like this, like I say, I know I've talked about this before, it's a long-term project. Farmers will be looking at either taking out loans, or if they've got the money that they've saved up in the bank and we're going to buy a field, we're going to buy a piece of equipment, we're going to buy have a building built. That's the thing that we're going to pay that back, or we're going to recover the money from that over the next 5 years, over the next 10 years. This is a long-term thing, Your pigs will keep reproducing, you go through all your various different states with your pigs, and you sell the pigs. That's where you make your money with the pigs. Yes, you'll get some slurry from them, and you'll probably get manure as well, so you can do stuff with that as well, which is absolutely great. But they can be a bit of a money pit. But then there are so many things in game that if you stopped and said to yourself, oh yeah, but once you factor in the cost of putting the building in, you do this, you do that. If you only play on a farm or on a map or in an area for a year or two, technically you're never going to recover that money. Well, yeah, but then you wouldn't bother doing any of it, would you? What would be the point? Don't even turn on your console or your PlayStation or your PC or whatever it is you're playing on. It's just about the experience. It's about trying all these different things out, having a go. I think, personally. That's just me. The field is clear. Sort of third unload. I did one. Money's gone down a little bit. I accidentally hit the hire worker for a whole $6. This is going to fill up and I'm going to have some left in the harvester. I was hoping I could take this straight over and get on with the wheat harvest in the other field, but I'm not going to be able to, am I? Come on, it's going to be close, isn't it? Of course it is. Right, we'll sort that out later on. What I am going to do though is get this over to the farm, See if our auger works, because I haven't tested that out yet. No reason why it wouldn't. Oh, bit of wheel spin, bit of wheel slip. Once we got it rolling, no problem at all. It's handy it's a four-wheel trailer, a four-wheel trailer, a double axle trailer. I suppose you can get some two-wheel trailers. I mean, of course it's got four wheels now, isn't it? It doesn't put too much extra pressure on the hitch on the back of the Land Rover, which is nice. Stop, stop, stop. Oh, okay. So let's see if I can remember how to use the auger. Like I said, haven't used one like this for a while. I must admit I was expecting to get, I suppose like it was on Griffin, a lot of these big fields, like this field to the right that I did the harvest contract on when I first came over. Imagine getting a big old weeding contract on those. It must pay out quite well, but I haven't had anything pop up yet. So what we should be able to do, I should have gone a bit wider maybe. Is jump in that, turn the engine on, turn that on, then do we just unload? Let's go. No, hang on, no. Working. Unload here. Oh, there we go. Wasn't unloading. Now it should work. Try that again. There we go, that's better. Unload, undo the back section, or it will go out the front one? I think it just goes in the front, doesn't it? Excellent. Well, there we go. So what I'll do, I'll whiz back, I'll get the last little bit out of there. The harvester will then go over and I'll do the wheat field. I'm going to leave the swath behind. I'm going to see if I can find myself a nice cheap hayloft. Or what I might do, as I've done before, is if I can find myself a nice cheap multi-fruit silo and use it as a hayloft. Because you can do. Why not use a multi-fruit silo? If you sort of say to yourself, I'm not going to use it for anything else, just as a hayloft, get yourself a nice cheap one, put your hay and your straw in it, and nothing else. I mean, you could put silage in it, maybe just use it as a forage silo, maybe, or something like that. So I might do that. Then obviously the next step then is, if I do leave the swath on the ground, I'm going to need something to pick it up with. So I'm either going to need to get myself, or lease maybe, a cheap forage wagon. Yeah, potentially that's what I'm going to need to do. I haven't got 3-point link on the front of my tractor, so I can't put a forage pickup on that. So it would have to be yeah. Just turn it off. That works really well. So then what I'll do, I'll get that sorted out, and then I will see you. We'll get the QuadTrac over, and we'll see about this situation with the fertiliser. The cost of it. Field 50 is not a big field, so I'm hoping it's not going to require. Where are we? That's field 50. It's not going to require a lot of fertiliser, is it? I don't want to have to. It pays out 5,145. I don't want to spend £5,000 on fertiliser, because I suppose if I did, I'd have a whole load of fertiliser left. I'm thinking maybe 1,000 litres, maybe. I don't need a huge amount. There's some more harvesting contracts. All the ploughing ones have gone now. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Well, we'll find out, won't we? And when we get over there, we'll have a look and see whether or not it's got a spreader bar or not. I don't know whether it's worth me taking it to the store and seeing if we can have one fitted, or just leave it as it is for the time being. And then when I get to a point, I mean, if I'm happy with it, I could just say, you know what, I'll just keep using it. Like I said, I have no idea who it belongs to. It's just there. I suppose I could donate some money locally to a local charity, or kind of a farm fund, or grain bin safety, or something like that, couldn't I? To be able to use it, maybe. I know there is that daily deductions mod. So what I could do is almost have it as a lease. So I could, if I have one of those daily deductions that takes out of the bank account a little bit, so it's kind of like I'm leasing it from whoever it belongs to. Yeah, I don't know. I'll give that some thought as well. I don't want to just take it as kind of, oh well, it's there, so I'll use it. There needs to be something, a transaction of some sort needs to happen, I think. Right then, so down into the industrial zone. Let's check out this situation. Just thinking, this isn't a... Oh, this is where for some reason I had it in my head there was a jet wash, but I don't there is. So in that building ahead of me there's a forklift. I'm sure it's in there. Around the back of here, yeah, there you go. K105. Does it? No, it doesn't have a spreader bar. But in all honesty, if it's here, it does also mean I'll be able to do liming with this if I wanted to. So the question now is, how much will it charge me? Where do I get it from? Is it just alongside here? Got to be careful here because I get absolutely slaughtered. As you've already seen, oh yeah, that last bit of peas, rather than take it back and put it into the silo, I thought I'd bring it down to Grain West and sell it. I thought this was where the... was it inside? Honestly, can't remember. Well, that doesn't open, does it? I could buy 10 grand. It's not actually that bad, is it? the problem I've got is if I buy it for 10 grand, that's before any fertiliser costs, but I suppose I own it, but it'd be cheaper if I just bought a pallet of fertiliser. Maybe this is something I'll come back to, I think. We can use that though. Let's go into the store. Fertiliser pallet. I'm going to do that. Moving on after this, I think I need a bit more money. I can't justify spending 10 grand on buying that facility, then having to pay for the fertiliser. If I have to, I'm sure I have to pay for it. For a contract that's only going to pay me 5 grand. When I get more fertilising jobs come up, if I get any for like big field fertilising ones that might pay sort of 20, 30, 40 grand, then it's probably worth it. But for the time being, I think we'll do that. And we're up to field 50. Getting that done does mean I've got a bit of fertiliser. Yeah, there's a forklift in there if I wanted it. So that's, yeah, I'm thinking of what I'll do is maybe a daily deduction for this. That might work, mightn't it? But I don't know who I'd pay that to. I need to put some feelers out. I need to find out who it might belong to. Unless it just comes part and parcel if you buy the chemical shed, maybe. It's kind of there. If you buy the chemical shed, it's yours, maybe. The other thing I found while I was, I went to drive the harvester out in my field where I was doing the peas, and thought to myself, oh, this fence is in the way. I wonder if you can remove it. Once you're in the fields, you can remove the fences, which makes life a bit easier as well. So I just removed 2 or 3 sections to give myself another entrance or exit from my field. Oh, the other thing as well, very peculiar. You know when I hooked up my auger in the last episode, or the first, whichever it was? It's going to take a little while to fill up. And there was a gap. It's almost as if this is supposed to have an option for a 3-point link. I want to say. That's more fertiliser than I'm going to need, but like I say, if I get any more contracts come up, and that's paid for itself. Yeah, so here's the thing. You know I said about 3-point link and I was going to get myself one? Here's what happened. I backed this up just as one of those absolute I wonder. And this happened. Look. No, yes, that's not right. It's hanging in the air. But I am wondering, you know, whether or not it was supposed to have. Did I just miss it? Maybe. Where was the trigger for this? Here. Customize. Wheel setup beacon. Front weights. Monitor. Exhaust cut. No. Under front weights? No, it was literally just front weight. Yeah, it's weird. I'm wondering if it was supposed to have an option for it. Probably should repair it as well while we're here. That's another thing I need to do soon as well. Workshop. I need my own workshop. Let's go. I'll see you over at field 50. We'll get this running. Oh, that was what I was going to do. Oh, man. Because I don't own this, I don't think it's going to work. Sorry. I know. Whoa. Snaky. In more ways than one. I don't think it's going to let me do anything. I'm just curious. While I'm here. No, it's not showing it, is it? Let's try. I don't think it's going to. No. Okay. I just wondered if I could add a spreader bar on that. I have also made a start on the wheat harvest. I've done one round. I was going to start on the second. I thought actually I want to get this done. That's, like I say, that's why I sold the peas where I did. And I thought I can just bring the Land Rover and the Parker trailer back here rather than go all out to the farm all the way back again. So that's good to go. I'll get cracking on that. Let's head out to field 50. And you'll see the gap in the fence in a minute on the left hand side. I could remove the fence all the way around if I want actually, which I might do, but I don't need to at the moment, but it's good to know you can if you want to. Yeah, just on the left as we come up now. Field 50 is coming up on the left. I have turned off automatic application rate and set it on the lowest, so it's at 18 kilograms. How do I access it? From here, or is there a ditch? Oh, right here, I think. I can never remember how far out it spreads. Oh, actually, that's pretty good. I thought it was narrower than that, but I think I'm thinking of liming. Excellent stuff. So there we go. New fields, new harvester, new trailer. I've still got that 30 grand harvesting contract to do. I'm going to do that off camera. I know a couple of people did comment say, oh, we don't be doing stuff off camera. Realistically, the only way I'm going to build up enough money, I'm in that catch-22 area again as well, where I've had people comment and say, oh, we don't want another Let's Play where it's just making loads of production pallets and it just becomes a case of delivering pallets everywhere. To earn enough money to buy machinery and equipment and build everything up, I need a source of income. I need revenue. I need to earn money. I have had people already commenting saying, every Let's Play you do contracts. Again, we're back to that thing. You tell me how I'm supposed to make money without doing contracts. If I come onto a map with no money, I haven't cheated any in. I came onto it with 300,000 that I bought from my last map. That has gone into equipment already. That I've spent a lot of that. So if I came onto it with nothing, if I'd gone completely start from scratch, how do you make money with no equipment, no machinery, and you don't do any contracts? How do you make money? You have to do some contracts, and that's how I'm going to build up my money. So the thing then is going to be, if I only do contracts on every episode, people get bored when you get to episode 70, 80, 90 and it's no, you're just doing another harvest contract again. So I've got to find that balance between what I do on camera, what I do off camera, how I make my money, and as I've always done, I will do the contracts. They will be done. I won't start a new episode and all of a sudden I've got 200 grand sitting there and no explanation as to where that money came from. Every contract I do, there will normally be a little screen that will come up showing the contracts completed to show that I did them. There's nothing nefarious going on, nothing dodgy. So it's just, you know, again, I'm at that, you can't please everybody. So for the people that don't want me doing contracts, I don't know what the solution to that is. For people that want me to do everything on camera, again, maybe you're happy with that and you would like that, but not everybody will. I have to just try and strike a happy medium where I can. So that's the situation we're at. gone way out and I've missed loads. Just thinking, completing this contract, I probably could have got away with it. Like I said, about 1,000 litres. I haven't even used 500 litres yet. So I probably could have got away with just buying 1,000 litres. But for the price, 5,000 litre pallet is absolutely perfect. 92% complete, nearly there. So, we are at the end of this episode. Where am I going to go next? Hayloft, workshop, at the farm, what else? Building, whether it be, I've had a bit of an idea with regard to the farmhouse. Like I say, I'm going to have to do another night in tented accommodation, possibly more, before I've got enough money to go with building whatever I'm going to build. But I don't think I'm going to go conventional. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be something a little bit different as well. And as we gradually expand, there we go, contract finished. More equipment, more machinery, whatever we're going to need to do to make it work, that's completed. Collect on that. I was really hoping there was going to be some big fertilising jobs pop up, but they haven't. So if you have enjoyed it, I hope you have. Please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, again, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.